Hello everyone. I am here with one more topic from subject application development using Python. In the last session we studied about a dictionary concept, a dictionary data structure, and you got to know how to start with the dictionary, how to declare a dictionary, how to insert values, how to access the values, right? And in the last session we discussed about one of the problem which stores a name and birth date, and you are able to search particular person birth date. If the birth date is not present, then you used to add that person name to the dictionary, correct? Next we have how to access keys, values and items in the dictionary. So as I told you, dictionary is a key value pair, right? So here how do we access all the keys, or how do we access all the values or all the items? So let us understand that. So for that we have some predefined functions like keys, values and items. So these are three predefined function available for dictionary to access keys, values and both the items. Okay, let us consider a dictionary D, right? Dictionary D is equal to let me consider some let us say some items, some glossaries. Let us say soap, so it should be in quote. Let me consider a soap. There are 10 soaps, comma. Let us say brush. There are some 20 brush. Let us say there are some chocolates, choco, some 50 chocolates. I consider very simple dictionary with 3 items. Here what are the keys? Keys are soap, brush, choco, that is chocolate, and the values are 10, 20, 50. And you know how to access the values. If you want to know how many soaps are there, then you should simply say D of soap. If you say D of soap with print statement, if you say D of soap, then you will get output as 10 as output. In the same way, print of D of brush, so we will get 20. Choco, you will get 50. If you enter any item which is not present in the dictionary, again it's error, correct? D of, let us say pen. So pen is not present in the dictionary. There is a key error, because that particular key is not present in the dictionary, right? Okay, this is how we access individual item. Let us say I want to access all the key elements, or I want to access all the value elements. Then how do we access? So we can access through a use of function called keys. The same way you can access values using the function of values. Like if you want to access both key and value, then you can say items. Okay, these are 3 functions available with dictionary. Here they are accessed through dot operator. Here you need to mention the dictionary name. Let us say my dictionary name is D, small d. I have taken D dot keys, D dot values, D dot items. Okay, this is how you access keys. Okay, let us print all the keys. How to print all the keys? Again we need to go with some for loop. I need to access one by one. For that I am writing a for loop for k in D dot keys, the lowercase, like this I am writing. This is just a variable, iterator variable, which points initially to soap, brush, choco, correct? So for k in D dot keys, okay, let us say print of k, like this you can perform. So then you will get output as soap, brush, choco, one after the other. First you will get soap, then you will get brush, then you will get choco. So these are the three outputs you get from this code. For k in d dot keys, you need not to take k only, you can take, let us say you can take I. So just a variable I, or you can take MIT. For MIT in d dot keys, means MIT is a variable which points to all the keys. So in the same way, let us say how to access values. For v in values, d dot values, d dot values, so print of v and colon. So this is how you access the values in the dictionary. So, and slicing of dictionary is not available. Slicing of dictionary, let us say I want to have first 10 items of dictionary or last 10 items in the dictionary, or I want middle 10 items in the dictionary. I want from ranging from 10 to 20 items. No, it is not possible, because dictionary are not arranged in the index format. They have their own arrangement of elements. So here you will get output as 10, 20, 50. This is the output to access the values. Okay, now if you want to access both value, key and value, then you should use the item function for that. Now here for I in d dot items, so it is not item, it is items, then print of I. Here a small changes compared to keys and values is that here I say items. What are the items available? Items available are soap 10, brush 20, choco 50. Means you have k value and v value. You have k value, v value. K value, v value means you need two variable to access the items. Not one item or one variable cannot be accessed. Using one variable you cannot access these values. You need two values. Let us say I will write k comma v. Now you have two iterators for k comma v in d dot items. Here item stands for, this is the item, this is the one more item, this is a third item, like that, and that item contains two values k, v. So that's why we are writing for k comma v in d dot items. Then you should mention, let us say k comma v, k comma v. So that is how you get output. Your output will be, it looks like this: soap comma 10, soap comma 10, sorry, soap 10, because comma means you will get space, then brush 20, choco 50. So these are the output you get from this for loop. K comma v. Again, k comma v is not constant. You can take any name. You can take ij. You can write ij value. Here you need to access the values. Here the twist, the small understanding part is, when I write k comma v, you can easily understand. First one is k, key value, v is value. Means when you look at the dictionary, the items are arranged in the format of key value. Key value means it will access first key, then value. If you say by mistake only, if you say I comma j, here instead of writing I comma j, here if you write j comma I, then what is the output? Here I stands for key, here j stands for v, always. This is important, this is most important. Here first variable will be key points to key, second variable points to value. Now while printing the results, if you exchange these values, then first you will get 10, then you will get soap, then brush. So this will be the output. You will get reverse of this. First you will print all the values, then you will print all the what? Keys. Okay, some people will do like this. Sometimes people don't understand the ordering of these keys and values. What they will do, they will say VK, then print of KV. Then what is the output? Here V stands for what? Even though V stands for, we understand V as a value, but first variable will be key, second variable will be value. So this is just a name, but first variable always stands for key, second variable always stands for value. So what happens? This stands for value, this stands for, V stands for key. So you will get again 10 soap, then 20 brush, 50 choco. So this is the output. Even though you have interchanged, you have taken VK. So V stands for not value, it is a key. K stands for value. Okay. This is how you access keys, values and items in the dictionary. Next, we have again in and not in keywords with dictionary. Same way whether we have used in list and tuple to check whether the item is or value is present inside the list or whether it is not present. So in the same way we can check whether particular key exist in the dictionary or whether the value is exist in the dictionary. Okay. For that we have, let us say I want to check whether the soap exists or not. Soap, so it is a string. I will take in a string format. Soap in. So where I am checking the soap item? In the keys. So for that you should write d dot keys. Then you will get result as true. Okay. Let us say brush. Brush in d dot keys. It will check all the keys whether it is exist or not. So brush in d dot keys, it is not exist. So we will get result as a false result. Or else if you want to use not in, if brush not in d dot keys, then you will get result as true. Brush is not present in the keys, d dot keys. So then you will get result as true. In the same way, if you want to check 10 in d dot values, I am checking whether the value is present. So then you will get result as true. Whether 27 not in d dot values, then you will get result as true. Correct. Again, if you say 35 in d dot values, so you will get result as false, because 35 is not present in the dictionary. So this is how we check whether particular key is present in the dictionary or whether a particular value is present or not. Okay. There is one more way to check whether the value is present in a dictionary with respect to, I want to, like, if you want to check, you know what is the key value, but if you want to check whether what is the value of that particular key, then we have one more method called a get method, dictionary.get method. So we will see that. So as I told you, a dictionary.get method, let us say I will write d.get method, like in and not in keywords will fetch you true or false result. Or if you want to access what is the value of particular key, then you can say d of soap. If you say print of, d of soap, then you will get what is the value. You will get 10 as a result. But There is a one more method to get the value. Okay, here you are trying to print. Okay, here if you want to get the value, then you can say d dot get soap. First parameter will be what is the key element to be searched. Soap. D dot get of soap. Second parameter will be what is the default return value of get method if not present. If the element is not present, what should be returned back? Correct. Let us say if you say print of d of, let us say, rice, where rice is not present inside this dictionary, then what you will get? You will get a key error message you will get. Or else if you want to check whether the rice, if you want to get the value, not using in and not in, it is not possible, where you will check only whether it is present or not present. But using get method, if the key is present inside the dictionary, if the particular key is present inside the dictionary, it will return back what is the value exist. So it will return actual value. It will return actual value as 10. If not exist, assume that I am saying d dot get of, I will say rice now, rice comma 0. Whether the rice is exist inside the dictionary? No, rice is not present. Now in such case it will not display error message, it will return back 0 as a result. It will return back 0 as a result, whereas if the key exists, it will return what is the value of that particular key, that will be returned back. Here it will return 0 as a result. It cannot be a 0 only. If you write 10, it will return 10. If you say 1, if the value is not exist, it will return 1. So whatever you wanted to return, that particular value gets returned back to the return back from the get method. So dictionary dot get, pass the key value, comma, what is the default value when key is not exist. So basically we take 0 as a default value. Okay, this is what the get method. Next, let us say you have a dictionary and you want to check whether the particular item, particular key is already exist in the dictionary. If the key is not exist in the dictionary, then you want to add new value to that particular key. Means you have soap, pen, watch. Now I want to add a new item called, let us say, brush. I want to add a brush. But before adding it, I want to check whether a brush is already exist. If brush is already, if brush is not exist in the dictionary, then only I should add a new item into the dictionary. Okay, how it is possible? How it is possible? Okay, if you perform like this, let us say you have d dot soap. Okay, then you can simply say d is equal to or d of, okay, d of what I told, brush is equal to 100. So what this statement will do, it will check whether the d dot brush is exist or not. Whether the brush is exist? No, brush is not exist as a key. Then what your program will do, it will add a new item, brush 100 as a new item. In the same way, if you want to say, let us say soap as 500, what happens? Soap is already exist. It will not give any error. What happens? It will overwrite the value. Here initially you have 10. The 10 is overwritten by 500. Then you will have 500 as a soap value. But in my case, I don't want that. I want if the item is not exist, then only I should add the new item. If it is already exist, I don't want to make any changes to the item. Soap is already exist, I don't want to make soap to get updated to 500. Where brush is not exist, only brush to be added to the new dictionary. Understood? Okay. there are some items. My question is, my problem is, I want to add an item which is not exist. If the item is already exist, even though if I try to change the value should not get changed. Okay. Okay, for that I can write very simple code. If soap not in keys, what keys? It is D dot keys, correct? Yes or no? I am checking whether soap is exist in the keys. Not exist in the keys, then only I should add new item. So then I will say D dot soap is equal to 500. In this case, soap is already exist. If soap not in D dot keys, which is false, then it will not get updated. If I change this soap to brush, so what happens now? Whether brush is not in D dot keys, yes, brush is not present, then brush is equal to 500. Then new item get added to the dictionary. This is what a simple logic or simple program you can do. So instead of doing like this, we have a built-in method called set default. Set default method. Okay, that method can be called with key and value. If the keys already exist in the dictionary, it will not make any changes to the item. If keys not exist in the dictionary, it will add a new item to it. Okay. So for example, like this, D dot set default. This is the method. D dot dictionary dot set default. Dictionary. This is the dictionary. Set default. What you want to set? Let us say I want to set soap, comma 500. Now what your program will do? It will take soap. Soap is already exists, so it will not update anything. 10 is as it is. But if you pass brush over here, D dot set default, it will check whether the brush is exist or not. Brush is not exist. Then it will add a new item to it. Brush 500. Understood? Set default, it will check whether the item is exist or not. If it is not exist, then it will update the value. So this is what a set default method. Okay, next I have small program, small task or small logical question. You can consider your name. Let us say my name is Ananda Kumar HN. You can consider that name or your own name, and you need to create histogram of characters. What is histogram of character? Histogram is nothing but what is the frequency of each character. If you consider a simple name, let us say Anand. If I give a input as Anand to my program, then it should display how many times A is. A is 2 times, N is 2 times, D is 1 time, like this. So this can be called as histogram of characters. Histogram. Let us say my complete name Ananda Kumar H N. So A is 4 time, N 2 time, then what else? D 1 time, K 1 time, U 1 time, M 1 time, R 1 time, H 1 time, N is 1 time. Because these are uppercase and lowercase, you will be treated as different. Then this is what the histogram of my name. So how to do this? Using dictionary you should perform this operation. Did you get any idea? I have some characters, I have some numbers, and you can observe here these characters are unique. There is no repetition, but here it can be repeated. Then you can think of creating a dictionary where it consisting of a character, and the character as a key and value as a number of time it repeats. Right? Okay, let us write that program now. Let us consider string S is equal to let us say Ananda. Then we have missed one more character. There is a space. Space is for how many times? So Ananda Kumar H space N. If I write like this, 1, 2, 3, 3 spaces. So you will get space also get counted. So you will say space is 3 times. If you want to remove spaces, we have the special function for that to remove special characters, punctuations. Okay. First I have considered a character. Then how to do? For that we need to take a dictionary, an empty dictionary. Let us consider an empty dictionary. D, say empty dictionary. Now I keep on adding these characters to the dictionary, right? I have dictionary. First I need to access a character. Then if it is not present inside the dictionary, then what I should do? If it is not exist inside the dictionary, what I should do? I should initialize the value to 0. Initially the value should be 0 and it should increment it to 1. Or if the dictionary, inside the dictionary it is not exist, it should be added to a 0. Sorry, if the character is not present inside the dictionary, then it should be counted as 1. Let us say A is 1. I will say first I will access the character, then A is equal to 1. Then I will get N. N is equal to 1. Again I got A. I should not add again one more character A. In that time what I should do? I should access what is the value exist. Value is already, there is a 1. When I get one more character, I should add 1 plus 1. That is 2. A becomes 2. Did you get? You need to access character by character. If the character is not present, if the character is not already present in the dictionary, you need to add that character to the dictionary with value 1. Initial value as 1. If the character is already, which is not present, if it is not present, then you should make it as 1. If it already exists, then you should access what is the value, then you add 1 to it, right? Okay, for that let us write dictionary. Then how to access each individual character? Let us consider for loop. For, let us say C, character is C in S, means I am trying to access each character by a variable called C. For C in S, then what you should do? You should check whether C is already exist in the dictionary. How to check whether it is exist or not? In the previous example I have used a set default method. Set default method will check whether particular key is exist in the dictionary or not. Okay, for that what I will do? So I will say d dot set default of character C, that is variable C. So what is the default value initially? If it is not exist, this is the updated value. So if the character is not exist, so I will make the value as 0. Okay, getting? Then after setting the value as 0, what I will do? I need to increment the value. So what happens? Whether A is exist inside the dictionary, in the first case A is not exist. So set default C is not exist. As I told you in the previous example, set default will check whether the particular keys exist or not. If it is not exist, it will add a new item with particular value. Now what happens? It will create a dictionary with A as 0. This is the initial value. From this statement, it is a A is 0. So now A is counted as 1 time, right? Then I need to increment the value. How to increment the value? So this is very simple. D of C, just assignment. D of C means a D of A is equal to, you need to get the value of A. What is the value of A? How to access? So it is D of C again. This will access value. Here don't think value is equal to value. It is not like that. When you write assignment left hand side, this becomes you are assigning something to a d of c, means d of a. D of a is this. You are assigning something to d of a plus 1. Initially it is 0, d of c, d of a is 0, then 1 is get added, that will be stored to d of c. Then this character becomes 1. A is 1 now. Next again go back to for loop c. Now c is pointing to n. Whether n exists in the dictionary, no, n is not present. Then what happens? N get added to the dictionary with 0 as a default value. 0 as a default value. Then again d of n is equal to d of n. What is the d of n value? 0 plus 1. So it becomes, n value also becomes 1. Then again go back. Again I have a value. Whether a exists in the dictionary. Whether a exists in the dictionary. Yes, a is already present. A is already exist. So set default function will not make any changes. A is already exist. So it will not make any changes. It will go to next statement. So d of a is equal to d of a. What is the value? Initial value will be 1 plus 1. So that becomes 2. Now updated a value is 2. In the same way n, we have got n again. N is already exists. So set value will not perform anything. It will come back to d of c is equal to d of c plus 1. Again n value becomes 2. Again we have d is not exist. D get added to the dictionary as initially 0. Then after adding d as 0, again d of c 0 plus 1. D get incremented to 1. Again space we have. Space is not already exist. So space is incremented to 1 again. Again when it comes back, let us say a we have one more time. So again a is already exists. Set default function will not perform anything. Then what is the a value? Already existing value 2. 2 plus 1 3. A becomes 3. Then after completing the loop, when you try to print the dictionary, print just dictionary again. So you will get complete dictionary with all the characters. So this is how you create a histogram of characters. Getting? This is the one of the way. This is the one of the way to create histogram of words. Okay, same program can be rewritten in another way using if and else statement. If you have any doubts in this code, it's a very simple 2 lines of code, but still if you want to understand in better way, let us rewrite this program using if else. I will access each character at a time. Then I will write one if condition. If C not in, what I should do? If C not in D dot keys, right? I will check whether it is not exist. If it is not exist, I will add character to the dictionary and I will make count as 1. Correct? For that, if character is not in dictionary, A is initially not present, so dictionary is empty, not in means it will go inside, then what I will do? D of C is equal to 1. What it means? D of C is equal to 1 means, so A becomes 1. A is 1 now. Next n also becomes 1 time. Same case. If n is not in D dot keys, so D of n is equal to 1. If it exists, again we have got A. Now this will go to else part. If the character is already inside the dictionary, what you should perform? What you should do? You should simply add 1 to it. So access the value. This is how you access the value. Add 1 to it and assign to the dictionary. So this is a very simple form again. It is very easy to understand. So instead of using set default, we can use if and else. First I will check whether it is not exist inside the key. If it is not exist, I will add simply 1 to it. If already exist, I will access the value, then I will add 1 to it. Okay, this is how you perform histogram of words. Then finally print the dictionary. Okay, here when you print the dictionary, as I told you, dictionary is not sorted elements, means you will not get A first, N first, then alphabetical order it is not get sorted. It can have its own random order of keys. But if you want to get a ordered dictionary, then we have to have one more library called import pprint. There is a library called pprint, pprint. So then instead of calling print, you call pprint dot pprint, prettyprint dot, like in the last session we discussed about copy. The same way, pprint dot pprint, prettyprint of D, then you will get the dictionary in the ASCII order from lowest to highest. So this is how you get an elements. Okay. There is a one more way also. Again, there is another way to print histogram of characters using a get method. So how to do that get method? Let us see the same program. I am accessing each character at a time. You need to try all the 3 programs in your home. So you are accessing each character. Okay. Then what you will do? You will say D of C is equal to D dot get of C comma 0 plus 1. So a single line of code. How to understand this? So previous example, if and else, it was very simple, but here it is merged to only one single statement. What happens? I already have told you what get method will do. Get method will check whether the particular key exists in the dictionary. If it is exist, it will fetch the value, already existing value. If it is not exist, it will return 0. Right? It's very simple now. You have initially A is accessed here. What is the D dot get of A? A is not present, still now dictionary is empty. A dictionary contains no characters. So what is the return value of get method now? Whether it is a 1 or 0. Obviously A is not exist, it will return back 0. So 0 is returned back and plus 1 get added, that will be stored to D of A is equal to 1. Means now A is equal to 1 now. In the same way, N is not exist in the dictionary. What is the return value of get method? 0 plus 1. Now N becomes 1. Now again when A comes, get method, go to this particular key. Okay, get the value is 1. It will get back the value as 1. It will not 0. Get the value as 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2 get updated to A. Now the A value will be 2. So this is how you can write in one more way. In the first program, we used only 2 statements, set method as well as D is equal to D of C is equal to D of C plus 1. Second, we have used defined else. Next, we have used get method. Only one statement. Correct? Whatever, you can simplify the program based on the logic, based on the available methods. So using get method, you can write this program only in one line. D dot get character comma 0 plus 1. Get the character, get the value of particular key. If exist, if not exist, return 0. Add 1 to it and store back to a dictionary. Right? So this is an example for creating dictionary with prettyprint. It will order the elements in alphabetical order. Next we have a nested dictionary. What is nested dictionary? Nested conditions, a condition within the condition. Dictionary, a dictionary within the dictionary is called as nested dictionary. What is the example? Let us consider you have a glossary shop. You along with your friends, you will go to glossary shop and will purchase so many things. How to represent this in the form of dictionary? Let us consider D. Can take any name. I will consider this D. I will write first dictionary. Inside that I will write first dictionary. Let us say person. Let us say Raj is a person, and inside that consider dictionary. A key is Raj, name of the person, as I said, name of the person, and inside that as a value I will consider a nested dictionary, means let us say items. Again dictionary it consisting of again key and value pair. Here the main dictionary name, the value is nothing but a small one more dictionary. Let us say again I will write let us say pen. He has purchased 10 pens, comma, apples, let us say 2 kg, 2. Then I will write chocolates, some 10 chocolates. I will close this dictionary and comma. This is my first element. Raj, it's a value, sorry, key. These are the values. Value is made up of a small dictionary, pen, apple, chocolates. This is how actually data will be stored. This is the advanced data structure. You have a list of customers and list of items purchased and how much, what is the quantity. Okay, if you want you can consider one more dictionary over here. Let us say I can write Raj. It's a one big dictionary. Inside that you have what is the item. Item is pen, and what is the quantity, what is the price per let us say price per quantity, which is let us say price is 6 rupees per pen. Like this you can consider. This is the one item, right? This is the one item. Then you can say apple. So apple colon, he has purchased 2 kg. Per kg it is how you can write? Okay, here you need to mention, wait. So pen, let us take QTY, quantity is equal to 10 pens, comma, price is equal to 6 rupees. This is how you can consider an advanced dictionary concept. This is the main main key. This is the one key. This whole thing will be a value. For this key, this is the value. There are so many items like that. Apple. Okay. In that you have again a key. This is the small one more key. This is the value. Inside that again you have key and value, key and value. Right. So this is the one item. Second item you can consider, you can put comma for this. I can say this for pen, you can put comma, and you can say one more item, apple, quantity, which is 2 kg, price per, let us say 250 per kg, and close the items. This is the Raj is a key. This whole thing will be the value. That value contains again two dictionaries. One is pen, other one is apple. So this is how you write a nested dictionary. One value inside another dictionary, or one dictionary which is inside another dictionary. Right. Okay, this is how you write nested dictionaries. Okay, I was telling about nested dictionaries. Let us consider Raj. I will consider only two examples. Let us say Manu, the second value. This is the one whole key and value. Then he has got some, let us say apple 5 kg or 1 kg. Then brush in 5 numbers. Okay, I think he got only 2 items. Then close. This can be the one dictionary. D, Raj and Manu are the keys, and these are the values. Okay, how do you access? If you want to access, let us say, if you say print of D, you will get whole dictionary. If you want to check only what Raj has got, D of Raj, you will get only pen 10, apple 2, choco 10. You will get that particular result. If you say D of Manu, you will get apple and brush, right? Okay. If you want to get only keys, again it is very simple. For I in D dot keys, then print of I, you will get Raj and Manu as a result. If you want to get only values, for V in D dot values, print of V. So you will get only pen, apple, choco, apple, brush, right? That is how you write. Okay, now my question is, let us say this is a glossary shop. I want to know how many kgs of apple has been purchased. Using this dictionary, I want to add this particular apple as well as this particular apple. How to perform? Okay, let us write. Okay, for that to count, I consider C as 0. Initial count value will be 0. Let me consider count value will be 0. Then you need to access values, right? You need to access values. For that, I will write for V in D dot values. So what you will access from this statement? V in D dot values. D dot values. Values are, these are the values and these are the values. These are the keys. I don't want that. So these are the values. Then what you should do? You should get value of apple, right? You should get value of apple. For that, what you will do? D dot values. Then you should perform D dot get. D dot get. Not D dot get. Here V stands for what? V in D dot values. D contains these two values, these big values, whereas V is nothing but again a dictionary. V is nothing but these two dictionaries. So instead of writing D dot get, I will write a V dot get. V dot get. V dot get means V dot get. What is the key I am searching? I am searching for apple. Correct? Apple, comma 0. If not exist, return 0. Correct? Then I will need to add back. So what I will do? C is equal to C plus V dot get of apple, comma 0. How it will be executed? How it will execute? Finally print of C, that is total apples. Now what happens? Just understand. Initially you have C as 0 for V in D dot values. That is the iterator. V is initially here. Next V will be initially here. V in D dot values. These are the values. Next I am saying C is equal to C plus. Initially C is 0 plus V dot get. Here it is not D dot get. D dot get means it will look for Raj and Manu. These two values. Get the keys. But I am searching for V dot get. V is nothing but a small dictionaries. V dot get of apple. Is there any apple here? Yes, there is apple. So get the value as 2. Get the value of 2. 2 plus 0. Initial value becomes 2. Go back. Next for loop. Is there any apple? Yes, there is a one apple. So 2 plus, next time 2 plus 1, which is 3. Again for loop ends, finally you will get there are 3 apples. Okay. So this is how we make use of dictionary to access the element using what? Using nested dictionaries. Okay. Thank you.